Look at the most successful people on Earth. When we see someone reach the absolute peak, we naturally assume they got there by being the smartest, the most talented, or the hardest working. But if you look closely at the math behind success, it turns out those traits rarely guarantee a win. Usually, the people at the very top of the ladder simply had a golden coin crashing down in their favor. We are raised to believe in a strict meritocracy. It's the comforting idea that your personal qualities and your relentless effort are the only things driving your life forward. If you put in the work, you get the reward. A team of researchers recently decided to test that assumption. They built a massive computer simulation to track individuals over a 40-year career, specifically to measure exactly how much of their success came from pure talent and how much came from random chance. If our lives are actually influenced by a random cosmic lottery, it challenges the deep-seated craving we have for a predictable world. It suggests our best efforts can be overridden by factors we can't see or touch. The simulation works like this. You place a population of individuals on a grid. Some have high intelligence and talent, others are about average. Then you release random events into their world, good luck and bad luck, and let them bounce around for 4 decades. This chart shows how human talent is distributed across that population. It forms a standard bell curve. Most of us group right together in the middle with average abilities, while a very small number fall on the extreme low or high ends. But look at this graph of actual wealth and success from the simulation. It doesn't look like a bell curve at all. Instead, it shows what mathematicians call a power law distribution. A massive majority of people end up with very little, while a tiny fraction hoards almost everything. The input of talent simply does not match the output of success. This chart tracks the timeline of the absolute highest performer in the study. Notice the massive jumps in their capital. If you look at the bottom, those jumps align perfectly with a rapid, unusual cluster of lucky events. The highest performers in the 40-year study were never the smartest or most talented people. They were averagely talented people who just happened to stand exactly where good luck struck over and over again. Because the simulation shows we can't force these spikes of luck, we must look for a different way to navigate the uncertainty of the world. Facing an unpredictable, chaotic universe is terrifying. Our brains do not like chaos. To survive, the human mind desperately searches for patterns and meaning, even when there isn't any. To cope, we rely on a psychological glitch known as the self-serving bias. It is a mental filter that actively warps how we perceive cause and effect in our own lives. Cross-cultural studies show this bias in action everywhere. When something great happens to us, we predictably credit our own intelligence, our hard work, or our good karma. But when someone else faces a sudden disaster, we flip the script. We assume they must have made a bad choice or done something to deserve their bad karma.
We do this to satisfy the just world hypothesis. We have a deep psychological craving to believe that the world is a fair place, where wrongdoers are eventually punished and good people are eventually rewarded. We instinctively use the cosmic idea of karma as a psychological shield. It protects us from the terrifying reality that luck is random, and that sometimes bad things happen to good people for no reason at all. Historically, karma was never intended as a system of cosmic judgment. In ancient Eastern philosophies where the concept originated, it translates literally to action. Modern psychoanalysis actually agrees with this ancient view. Psychologists define karma as an internal, unconscious process, the way your mind forms habits to preserve your moral balance. It works through repetition. Every time you make a small, intentional choice to practice patience, generosity, or restraint, you lay down a psychological thread. If you repeat that choice enough times, it weaves into a thick momentum. That action simply becomes your automatic reflex. That overall momentum is karma. But when you specifically practice wholesome, positive intentions, you create something called merit. Merit is the beneficial inner strength that makes it easier to choose the right action tomorrow. Think of karma as the practical inner training of your default reactions. It is the invisible momentum behind every behavioral habit you build. Think of your life as a small sailboat on the open ocean. It's the perfect place to see how your habits and the universe interact. In this metaphor, luck is the weather. It is the wind, the sudden storms, and the ocean currents. You have absolutely no control over what the weather will do today. Your karma, on the other hand, is your sail. It is the exact mechanism you weave for yourself, thread by thread, through your daily psychological intentions and habits.
You cannot pay off bad karma to stop a storm, and you cannot magically summon a lucky gust of wind. But by building merit, by practicing patience and resilience, you give your boat a wider, stronger sail with far less internal friction. A sailor cannot command the wind, but a well-constructed sail guarantees that they are prepared to capture the breeze whenever it randomly decides to arrive. This is exactly where success happens. It is the precise intersection where a sudden, random lucky event from the universe meets a prepared, resilient mind. This explains the data from the 40-year simulation. An averagely talented person who has built exceptional psychological momentum, good karma, can effortlessly outperform a brilliant person whose sail is ripped apart by bad habits and poor reactions. The real leverage we have comes from mastering our internal responses to the obstacles we hit. Trying to control external cosmic events is a waste of your energy, so stop worrying about the stars. Stop trying to calculate if you will get lucky. Instead, focus strictly on the intention behind your very next action. As a sailor, your only job is to weave your sail and be ready for the wind. You determine the quality of your craft and let the ocean handle the rest.